Hi, Achim here from InnerSpace Explorers with my new beauty. So we made it to Mallorca, as you can see in the background, we're in the center, and this is part 2. If you have not seen part 1, where we've been at VADA, then check out the link here. And today is part 2 of the series, and what we want to do is we want to basically show you how we assemble the unit, all the little details, fill the scrubber and basically make it ready to dive. And then tomorrow morning we go on the boat and go on a dive, and obviously we take you with us and show you how the unit performs underwater, and then obviously talk about it later on, and also show you then disassembly, cleaning, blah 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 blah. So basically one full circle, so you get a proper idea of the unit. So what we will start with, because I obviously disassembled the entire unit for transport, and there is no, the VADA wing is not here yet, so I will take this one and put it in, but that will also give you the opportunity to see a little bit how this is set up. So we put the beauty down here. You see this beautiful backplate that is also the stand. So you have the canister itself, super robust here, plus then the backplate that is specifically made for the rebreather, and which makes for an absolutely perfect stand, so it cannot tip over or whatever. It doesn't matter if it is with tanks or without tanks. It's a really bulletproof design. So what we do now is we unscrew the backplate and take the backplate and the counterlungs off, because we need to put the wing on, and before we put the wing on, we also want to install the first stages. To give you a better understanding of the first stages and how the hoses are routed, etc., I will put the tanks on and the first stages on the tanks, because that gives us a reference for how high we mount them, and will make it a little bit more obvious. So we have this plate that sits on the back, and you see actually these rubber fittings here where the hoses go in, which makes the hose routing even more intuitive and nice. It's a really nice machine. So we take these pins out here, and then we have these stainless bands mounted to the tanks. This is all like a tank, super sturdy, and so we put this on here, and boom, tank number 1. And now this is the dillo inside. Same thing, we put it on here. Tank 2. So now the second thing is the first stages. Just have to get all of this sorted out, because I just took it out of the box. So you get the unfiltered chaos. Alright. So this is my dillo first stage. And this is my oxygen first stage, which is plugged. So basically unbalanced, and that has an intermediate pressure of 16 bars because the unit is rated to 150 meters. Alright, so this is on, and that obviously gives us the distance. That's the reason I put the tanks on first, and will help us to make a clean hose routing, right? I'm just trying to sort this out a little bit so it becomes more obvious for you what goes where and why. So that's the inflator hose that goes to the ADV, and this here whole drama with the hoses reminds me a little bit on the JJ. So this one goes here, that's the oxygen inlet. Number one. And now as you can see, that gives a really nice and easy hose routing. Goes in like that, and then I mean I have these super thin hoses for the SPGs, and it would probably be even better to have regular size, but that works perfectly all right like that. Okay, so as you can see, routing is done, nice and easy. So the next thing is the wing. Like that. And then we have the counterline, the back plate. And the back plate goes on like that. And then we have the washers. And these. Alright, so the counterlungs are strapped down here on the side so they don't go up and down. And now we put the unit up, and you see that this is a really stable and nice setup. And so the next thing I do is I attach the loop hoses, and I think I showed that in the first video. So obviously you want to check the O-rings, and then just get this out of the way a little bit. Number one. And then we have number 2, same thing, check the O-rings. And this is done. And then we have the DSV. And I'll just make a check. That's fine. So a quick visual check. That also looks all good. And all right, beautiful. So now regarding our hoses, we have the SPG, which goes down here, and I have this through here, and then I have it through this one. Then we have this one, and the last one is this one. Yeah, which is too long. Don't tell me, I know. But it was the only one that I had available at the moment, so I'll have to fix that. I will try to cover that up for the video. We'll edit it out. No, of course we don't. But yeah, that's a little bit too long. Not dramatically, but I have to replace that. But yeah, it is what it is right now. So, and we have this one. Comes through here. Oxygen, diluent, and if I would plug in something here, I would plug this one off so it doesn't get salt water. All right, so this goes for the head-up display, not there at the moment, and this one gets the computer, shearwater, Fisher cable, and here we are. The unit is basically ready assembled. All right, so as you saw, I screwed these on because that's how it came out of the box, basically. If you wondered if there's, I have to screw this on and off every time, no, you don't have to. But the bayonet was screwed on, so basically that's why I put this one on here. There's a little knob here, if you see this. So if I press that, then that's the way it comes off, right? And then same back on, press the button, turn it, take it off. So very easy. And we have to take this off anyway, because now we want to fill the scrubber. And obviously we have to remove the head for that. And we also have to put the sensors in. So I will show you how this is done. So we unlatch these. And then we take the head off. Now you see the head completely. And the scrubber, which we'll leave in for a moment, because we at the moment basically want to put the sensors in. All right, so this is like nothing you have to do like every dive or so. This is basically just now to set up the to install the sensors. All right, and then we can take this off. That's the cover. And what you will notice that I have the SMB connectors here, so it comes with Molex, but I have all my rebreathers on the same connector, because otherwise I'm getting crazy. I have like 12 units flying around, and then replacing different sensors once a year is pretty crazy from a financial standpoint of view, and that's why I have all my units with the same sensors, and that's why I have these on there. And so that's number one. So yeah, I got this O-ring here out of its groove. That's not a problem. And here's sensor number 3. And as you can see, would be space for one more down here, which is covered with a plate, and that would be for a CO2 sensor. So it's already prepared for that. So I'm plugging these in now. There's the big fingers. Working in small holes. So this is done. Is done as well, and that means that we are fine with our sensors, and they're installed. That was pretty easy. So we just check these O-rings, they're in there, this is all good. This one sits where it should sit, no cables that we can squeeze, and we put this one back on. That's in. All right, so the head's done. Again, all the O-rings, everything's nice. And we could actually get this back together. Some of you may wonder like, if I take this apart and there's moisture and what do? I can show you a very cool gimmick. This is a little fan with a USB cable, and you can put this back on here and then like dry your sensors. And it basically sucks air out of the compartment with the Okay, so now let's fill the scrubber. I think Milan in the last video explained the unfolded radial scrubber design, and so again, I mean, I love how this feels and how it, I mean, click, it's just awesome. And so just opened it up, and now we'll fill the beauty. This requires probably a little bit more tapping than the rebreathers. You know, so a little bit of a leftover from what I have yesterday. So So there is a fill line, but that probably requires glasses for an old man. Yeah. So I don't know if you see that on the video, but there is a line here, and that is my fill line. So I need a little bit more. Okay, so we are at the line. Here, I don't know if you see that, but looks pretty good. So we check the O-ring here, and then I mean, just the clicking sound is feels good. So a good test is to hear if there's anything like a rattling, like you have loose sorb, which we don't have. And then goes in here. And now we would be ready to put the head on, but I will show you, I mean, there's obviously always different methods. Of course I can put the head on now and do like a classical calibration, like flood the unit with oxygen and so on and so on. There is another method with these two parts. So one is, so gas comes in, inhalation side, goes down here, goes inside, goes through the scrubber, comes out and around, then goes in here, and then here's the exhalation side. So you can plug off this one. So there's this tiny little hole, and then you take this one and you put it on the inhalation side, and now I can actually plug in oxygen here and have oxygen run through the system and do my calibration of the sensors. So that's a very handy, easy way of doing it, because I only have the head and the computer, which makes it very simple to handle that instead of carrying around the entire unit in case that's a problem. So I personally, now, I mean, the tanks are on there, the oxygens are, I mean, there's no issue doing it with the entire unit. But I think that's a super handy thing. For example, you're on a boat, you're on an expedition outside, wavy, bumpy, whatever. So you have the head like with you inside, and there is a cover plate which I will. Can you just give me the cover plate maybe for a second? Thank you very much. So we have this little piece here. I mean that's. I mean, there's probably rebreathers out there that don't have that much engineering and anyway. So I could put that on here because I want to dive the unit the next day, latch it down, and that means my unit's standing on the dive deck and I take the head inside, and now I want to do a calibration and I don't need the unit for that, which is great. But of course you can also do it with the full unit. Just wanted to show you the option and all these nice little details that make the unit different, and it also shows the quality and the mindset behind it, which I think is just awesome. All right. So I'm not running through the calibration yet. I mean, we're gonna dive it tomorrow, so I obviously calibrate it tomorrow. So we're basically done yet. I'll put the head on now. We, in the meantime, switched this inflator hose that was too long because it was so annoying. So there's a correct fitting one on there right now, as you can see here. And it fits exactly from the length. And yeah, so basically the unit's ready to dive. So tomorrow morning, calibration and a vacuum test. And then we go on the boat and jump in the water and see how this is. And I'm super excited about it. All right, so putting the head back on. Again, check the O-rings. Everything's fine. So this one goes in here. Sure that the lid is off, and close it, bam, done. So Here is my oxygen inlet. One, number two, and we are ready to go.